Hey guys, and welcome back to another season of Discovery gold farming video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you a less competitive farm that won't have too much competition in your way. Not many people have talked about this farm, and when I was testing it, there was barely anyone else that would come by. So what we're going to be farming for is elemental water, and at this farm you also get a bunch of enchanted water, which vendors for 26 silver per stack. So where the farm is located is over in Stranglethorn Vale, at this little island right here. On top of the things that I mentioned, you also can get some really good BOEs from doing this farm. So we're going to be farming the lesser water elementals. So these guys right here. Now if you have a class that can do some AoE, you can AoE farm these guys quite well, but you don't need to have a class that does AoE to actually do this farm. What I'd recommend doing though is checking the price of elemental water up on your auction house before coming and doing this farm, because that is going to be the main item that will make us the most of our gold. You'll make some raw gold from the enchanted water and vendoring it for the 26 silver per stack, which does add up very quickly because these guys drop a bunch of enchanted water. Like it's actually pretty crazy how much enchanted water you will end up with from doing this. On top of that, with the BOEs, if they're worth selling up on the auction house, you can throw them up on the auction house. There's some really good blues that you can get from doing this farm and a bunch of different greens. What you could do with the greens, you could throw them up on the auction house, maybe for a couple times. If they expire, maybe like 5 times. After that, I'd go ahead and I would disenchant them and then sell the disenchanted materials up in the auction house. They will sell very quick compared to the BOEs, and they really sell for a decent amount of gold on the majority of the realms. So you will make a lot of gold very quickly just from disenchanting these and selling the disenchanted materials up in the auction house. But obviously, first of all, if it's worth more to sell the item as it is, try selling it as it is. If you can't sell them, then go ahead and disenchant them. So the best thing about this farm is that there is pretty much zero competition. There's the odd person that will run by that's going to the PvP event and taking this shortcut to get there. However, that was the only other people that I saw when doing this farm for a few hours. There was zero competition, and I'm on one of the biggest realms. So here is a guy, the one guy I met in 2 hours was this fella right here, and he was on his way over to the PvP event. So that is why this farm is so good. I had zero competition on actually doing this farm, and these mobs respawn very quickly. And also, if you have the whole island to yourself, you're just going to be constantly killing these mobs. It's a really good way because a lot of the farms are very contested at the moment. As you can see, we're getting a bunch of elemental water, and now these elemental water sell really good. The price of these have steadily been going up since phase 1. They've been going, well, on my realm specifically, they've been going up and up. As you can see, they're selling for around 16 silver a pop at the moment. And doing this farm, you end up with a bunch of these per hour. That is going to be the main money maker from this farm. And obviously, like I mentioned, the raw gold that you're going to get from the enchanted water. Because sometimes they can drop like multiple enchanted waters. So that adds up very quickly for some like raw gold. So make sure that you're not deleting those and that you're going ahead and vendoring those for that extra raw gold from doing this farm. There's a few blues also that can drop from here that are worth a decent amount of gold. So if you get lucky enough to get one of those, they'll really bump up the amount of gold per hour that you can get. Now obviously, this isn't the like craziest gold per hour farm, but because a lot of the farms, the open world farms, especially on full pop servers like I'm playing on, there's just a bunch of people out farming the well-known farms, making the gold per hour on those not as good as they should be, just because there's so much competition and how hard it is to actually get the mobs, and you always have downtime where you're waiting for mobs. With this farm, I had zero downtime, and I could constantly go around and farm these guys and make a bunch of gold. You're also going to get some waylaid supplies, which you can fill out and you can hand them in for some extra gold. So overall, if you want to come and try this out, it's a really good farm if you have the island to yourself. The mobs respawn very quickly, and it's a really good farm to do for that main reason, because it's very low competition here. But if you'd like to learn more about making gold in Season of Discovery, you can check out my complete Season of Discovery Gold Guide, which is the first link down below in the description box. This will teach you all the best ways to make gold in Season of Discovery, so you have a bunch of gold to raid with, PvP with, and to play around with. Until the next one, guys, take care.